Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It is Monday, December 11th in the NBA. My three best bets are on the way. What's going on? My name is Austin from Calling Our Shot. If you are new to the channel, normally the videos aren't like this, but I am in Las Vegas. No days off. We're grinding. We're going to have 3 picks incoming for you all in a action-packed Monday slate. Tomorrow for Tuesday, we'll be back in our normal place. We'll have plenty of edits for you guys then. We'll be able to recap every single pick we do, make it a lot nicer for the videos. But today, we're just going to settle with this kind of setup. We're going to try to get 3 winners, and we'll put them up on the screen, each and every one, talk about why we like them, and then go through that. Now, the last time you saw me for the NBA was a 1-0 day. We had Anthony Davis over in points. Yeah, he absolutely crushed it in the in-season tournament finals game. 40 points, 20 rebounds, a massive game. Got to watch that in person. One of the reasons I am in Vegas. We'll post that video on the second channel later on. I believe on Wednesday. It should be live. But either way, let's dive into the picks. I'll update our record and all that stuff in tomorrow's video when I'm able to do all the graphics and stuff. But a little bit difficult to do that on the road. So let's just dive in the picks. You guys came here for winners. We're starting with this first one. CJ McCullum over 16.5 points, minus 113 on FanDuel. Now, if this did go up to 17.5, definitely line chop. There is a bunch of opportunities where CJ McCullum has ended on 17 on the dot, and I would hate for people to lose if the line did move up. But I really do like CJ McCullum to potentially drop 20 points tonight. Now, there's a couple different reasons why, as him and the Pelicans are back at home taking on the Timberwolves. This game appears to be going to be a close one. I mean, we can't guarantee any game is close this time of year in the NBA. Heck, any time of year. We've always seen blowouts left and right every single time. It could be the first game of the year. It could be the last game in the middle. It doesn't matter. Blowouts happen left and right. But we still look at this game, 3.5 point spread. I think it's close, and CJ McCollum really liked this spot for him. And you look at so far the season, 17 points in 7 of 10 games. The 2 of the 3 he went under. He didn't even play 30 minutes. Like, if he doesn't play the minutes tonight, probably not scoring the points. But since his return back from injury, he scored 20, 19, and 17 points, 16, 18, and 14 shots. So he's still getting the shot attempts up there. Now, obviously, him and the Pelicans got smoked by the Lakers in their last game. 4 for 14 shooting for Mr. McCullum. 9 points, did not see a minute in the fourth quarter. Didn't knock down his shots. Now, best part about that is he was still shooting the basketball. That's what we love to see. McCullum is a guy that's averaged like 20 points per game. I don't know how many years in a row, a lot, 6, 7, 8 years in a row. So we're still getting a discount here. And obviously he does not have the same role as he did when he averaged 20 points per game with the Trailblazers, but he's still out there a ton. And we look at this matchup, I think it's one of the better options for the Pelicans to score offensively is with McCullum, because we look at who's going to potentially return for the Timberwolves. Jaden McDaniels, he's one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. And if he's back, that's going to make life really difficult on Brandon Ingram. Zion Williamson, maybe he gets going, but you never know with Zion. He could not show up. That happens plenty of times. And while he does have a good track record against Rudy Gobert, we never can guarantee Zion is out there, and they're still going to try their best to slow him down. But we've seen in this matchup against Rudy Gobert, look, McCullum is dominated. What does Rudy Gobert do? He plays a ton of drop coverage. And if you don't know what that means when McCullum has Jonas Valanciunas or whoever come up and set a screen, normally it's Jonas Valanciunas because he's the center and Rudy Gobert's guarding him. Rudy's not coming out to guard the 3-point line. So Rudy just chills out in the paint, and you'll see McCullum either get a wide open 3 or get up to the mid-range, which is honestly where I want him to shoot. And he's going to be knocking down the shots. And in 4 games versus Rudy Gobert as a member of the Pelicans versus the Timberwolves, McCullum, 24, 20, 25, and 23 points. Now, this isn't just a 4-game sample size. McCullum, 14 field goal attempts or more in 25 straight games versus Rudy Gobert. Look, this has been just a staple over the past 7 or 8 years where Rudy Gobert plays a ton of drop coverage, and McCullum's going to go out there and shoot the basketball. I am confident he shoots it. Comes down if he makes it. They just got smoked back at home. He always has the ball in his hands a ton of the possessions because he is their point guard. And I really do think that McCullum's going to have the opportunity today. Comes down if he knocks down him. I think he's got a great spot to do it against Rudy Gobert. Obviously, he's not getting guarded one-on-one by Rudy, but I think this is a great spot to tackle that drop coverage. CJ McCullum back at home, take your over 16.5 points. Now, my second play is going to be a COS Hall of Famer. Not really this year. We haven't took a ton of his props, but he's a COS Hall of Famer. When you're in there for good, and hopefully he treats us nicely today. It's Darius Garland, over 27.5 points plus assist, minus 113 on FanDuel. Now, I do think this line ends at 28.5, heck, even 29.5, but I still would probably play it at 28.5. If it does go up to 29.5, probably a pass for me, and I would move my third play, but which we'll talk about in a second. But it's a Cavaliers team that's pretty banged up. I mean, there's a couple NBA teams that are really dealing with a lot of injuries. Cavs would be one of them, but you also got the Mavericks who are down like 5 of their wing guys, which I did look at Dante Exum's over in PRAs, but that wasn't really available on most books. But we look at McCullum, or not McCullum, Darius Garland, the two guys, they're down. Karis LeVert, he's been out for a week, I believe, a week or two now. And then you got Evan Mobley, who's also out. Now, Evan Mobley probably going to be back soon, but Karis LeVert should be back soon too. But at the end of the day, both these guys are out tonight against the Orlando Magic. And while the Magic are a great defense, no doubt about that, I still do think Garland's could be able to do his thing, because you look at the guys that are going to refill the places left by Mobley, left by Karis LeVert. It's guys like Isaac Okoro, Dean Wade, Georges Niang, 3 guys that, one, they aren't ball handling and really breaking down the defense and getting assists. They're not doing that. Number 2, they're just kind of more spot up guys. So what's going to end up happening is Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell are going to be the 2 guys that will literally dictate every single possession that the Cavaliers have on offense. And I'll take my chances with Garland being able to pile up the points and the assists, because we just saw these 2 teams play a couple days ago, or in Orlando, or that game was in Cleveland. You saw Garland played 40 minutes. Like I said, Karis LeVert was out for that game too. And when Karis LeVert's out and Spida's in, it's these guys, and they're really carrying the team. 40 minutes though, 26 points, 9 assists on 16 potential assists, 10 of 18 from the field, 5 free throw attempts, high usage. That's what we're expecting, 35 points plus assists. But I can't guarantee he gets that again. I think the opportunities will be there. And that wasn't a game where Donovan Mitchell stunk and it was like, Garland, bro, put the team on your back. We need you. No, Donovan Mitchell had 35 points and 6 assists. So what would happen if Donovan Mitchell maybe just didn't have it? That one, then we're going to see Garland go even crazier. And I just think the field goal attempts will be there. And while the Magic will be a tough defense, they're a tough spot, I still do think their number one guy to stop is going to be Donovan Mitchell. He just dropped 35 on him. They're going to try their best to slow him down. I think they live with Garland beating him on the road. So look, at the end of the day, COS Hall of Famer Darius Garland, I think he's gotten in for a great matchup here. So give me his over 27.5 points plus assists. I honestly think he get it at 28.5. I think he ends with 30 or more. Normally with Garland, it's all or nothing. He either ends with like 20 or he ends with like 35. Let's hope it's the latter today. Give me 35. Now, my third play is going to be a guy that I have seen people take, not me personally, but I've seen other people take this guy's overs this year, and he's treated him nicely. Let's hope he does the same to us, because Malik Beasley of the Milwaukee Bucks over 13.5 points. Plus 100 on FanDuel is what you were getting. And now, I really don't love it at 14.5, although you can take it if the line does go up there. I'll put it back up on the screen for you all. But at the end of the day, I think Malik Beasley, if you want to look at his 3-pointers, don't mind that either. I just think the points is the easiest way to go. 13.5 was the line. I don't think it goes up to 14.5. If it does, you can take it. Probably don't love it as much at 14.5, but obviously I think Malik Beasley, maybe that 1 point makes a big difference. I think it doesn't for Malik tonight. But let's talk with him, as he is obviously a member of the Milwaukee Bucks as they're going up against the Chicago Bulls. Now, the Bulls are a team that allow the most 3-pointers made in the NBA and the second most 3-point attempts in the NBA. This is a team that packs the paint and says, beat us from the outside. Well, that's great for Malik Beasley, because what does he do? He only really shoots threes. That's what he's out there for, and he's played a ton of minutes recently, and he's honestly been yielding a ton of results for the Bucks. They have no incentive to take him out the line because he's been super good. And you look at the last 6 games, averaged 37 minutes per game, playing a ton, 15 points per game on 12.5 shots per game. So he's nearly shooting this line alone. We got 13.5. He's shooting nearly 12.5 shots a game, and he had hit this over in 5 straight games prior to the last game against Indiana. Now, I talked about in that Pacers versus Bucks video, I thought this was a good spot to back Beasley's under. Why? Because the Pacers are a team that gives up the fewest 3-pointers in the league, give up not a lot of catch-and-shoot threes. This is the team in the Bulls, complete opposite, gives up a ton of threes, ton of catch-and-shoot threes. When you drive, like a guy like Giannis or Damian Lillard does, you're going to pack the paint. You're going to have wide-open shooters like Malik Beasley, and I think Beasley can get it done. And we just saw these two teams just play. They went to overtime in that game, so I don't imagine the Bulls are changing their game plan on that game on November 30th. You saw Malik Beasley, 41 minutes, granted some in overtime, 19 points, 36% from the field. Still almost scored 20 points, not shooting the ball well. He shot 19 times. He went 5 for 15 from the 3-point line, and he still obviously hit the over, but there was so much more room for him to get it done. So, look, I'm not going to overthink this one. I think this is a great spot to back Malik Beasley. You won't see me bet a ton of his props this season or give him out, but I really do think this is a good spot to back him. So let's hope he's knocking out some threes. I think they're back at home, so he should be able to hopefully shoot a little bit better, but shooting really well. Coming off, obviously, a bad game versus the Pacers, I would think Beasley's in for a great, great day. So those are my 3 favorite picks of the day. Reminder, we'll just recap them. CJ McCullum's over in points. We got Darius Garland's over in points plus assists, and Malik Beasley's over 13.5 points. I'll be back in my normal setup tomorrow with the same graphics and overlays and all those things you guys are used to. So if you are a new viewer, apologize in advance, but normally the videos are a little bit more high quality than this. Don't even have my mic here in Vegas with me, but I did do another video for Monday Night Football. We got 2 games in the NFL. I'll link that video on the screen. It was posted about an hour before this one dropped. So you guys have a wonderful Monday. I'll see you guys back in our normal spot, normal backdrop, everything tomorrow morning. You guys have a great Monday, great start to your week. I'll see you guys in the next one on Tuesday morning. Hopefully recapping an 8-3-0 sweep. I'll see you guys then. Peace. Let's have a day. I need those brooms out, baby.